It is Alicia J. Speaks, the voice you know and love to hear. Listen, this has been a very full day, but wanted to get back on here. Of course, if you guys were jumping on, you saw that I was traveling, doing an Uber run there, and just wanted to take out time and talk a little bit tonight. Perhaps in case you are someone who is out there who maybe can't sleep tonight, you know, and maybe you've got a lot on your mind. Um, Maybe you've just come through a lot of life changes. Maybe you've got things on your heart that are unresolved. And for some reason, you can't sleep. Maybe you're a person who is feeling alone tonight. Well, this life is for you. First of all, I want to say welcome, welcome in, welcome into a safe place. We just want to put out this disclaimer anything that we discuss is not a replacement for professional services. We are not a professional licensed therapist. We simply give advice as mentors through life experiences. So, we are a certified life coach, and we just simply use our past experiences of things that we have walked through to be able to help others in the exact same way. All right. So now that we've got all of those house rules out of the way, if you haven't already, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, and subscribe. You know what that helps us do? It helps the algorithm to keep going. Okay. So that's something that's very, very important. And we appreciate all of you who are supporters. We thank you for all of the new people, and we welcome each and every one of you. Okay, I am Almas Mari. Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm sure I didn't say your name correctly, but welcome, welcome in. And if you are here within the US, we say welcome to you. Oh, my apologies. Thank you. You're so kind. If you're not, then it is good morning to you where you are. It is late over here on the East Coast. And so we are wanting to talk about tonight just some things that's on our heart. And perhaps there are those out there that really just need to hear encouragement tonight. Um, just simply heart to heart. Just wanting to share from our heart. And perhaps it may be something that you find valuable. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm asking you to simply keep your mind open to perhaps learn something new and to take away something that may be beneficial for you, right? So, tonight we want to talk about healing and forgiveness. And reason why I want to talk about that is because that is something that is very important, different aspects of healing. But it's also very important that we recognize the need for healing and also the need to forgive. Why did I put those two together? Because most times when we haven't forgiven, that means that we need to be healed in some area of our life. Yes, yes, we do. Um, because it meant that there was some type of offense that took place or something that was done that caused trauma, that caused, yes, it caused some hurt, it caused pain. So, therefore, that's where the wall of unforgiveness began to take root, was from something that affected us. So the two go together, healing and forgiveness, because once we actually do recognize the need to be healed, then we can truly forgive. And without being able to do that or being willing to even address it or look at it, we can find ourselves being stagnated and stuck in some areas that we would not have been. Okay? So that's why we want to talk about that tonight. And perhaps you may be someone that stops by and you're looking for a place to call home. You're looking for a place to call home for your heart, for your emotions, looking for a place to where you're not being judged, but where someone possibly could understand and could relate with where you are. Now, I do want to share a story with you. Well, several years back, I want to share this with you because this may help you. I want to share my story. Several years back, I was walking through where I was holding unforgiveness. Now, at the time, I didn't realize that I was harboring unforgiveness. I thought that I had forgiven. This is the most crucial part about the story is I thought that I had already forgiven. And as much as I knew how, I believed that I had. I really thought that I had. And I began to understand even deeper what forgiveness was. And it was a very painful time in my life. It was a painful type of relationship, and it was very hurtful to have so many years go down the drain. Talking, being with a person for almost 20 years, and then to have that just blow up in smoke. That's painful, right? And I found myself in those areas of my life, and I found myself having to make a very hard decision that would be beneficial for my children and for myself. So, you guys, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy making a decision, a healthy decision to protect my children. And and because of that, I began to revisit all the pain that I experienced. I began to go through what my children had experienced, and I had found myself being upset. And not only that, I found out that I had unforgiveness. Now, this is how I learned I had unforgiveness, is because I didn't want to speak to the person. I didn't want to, I felt furious. I felt rage when I would have to encounter conversations. All of the things that had happened would come up, and I felt those emotions. And quite frankly, it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy for me to carry that. So I realized there was a need to heal and a need to forgive. So I went on the journey to be intentional, and I prayed and I asked God to help me to forgive and to release. And as I begin to study about unforgiveness, I had to learn that truly forgiving means that you no longer hold the person accountable for the pain that they have caused. You literally release them with no charge, no any of those things. When you release somebody totally, it's just like someone that was in jail or in prison and they've been exonerated, they've been released. Well, when you hold a person with unforgiveness and you hold that what they've done to you, that offense, then you're holding them hostage, right? You're holding them in a spiritual prison, and you are locking up your own self because that person has gone on. That person may or may not be thinking about you or about what they've done, but you're allowing them to sit on the seat of your heart and you're rehearsing what they've done. You're rehearsing the years that you feel like you've lost. Well, that was my story. I know what it feels like to feel like you've lost so much of your time. And for me, to be honest, I felt like I'm like all my good years are gone, and and um and I'm so glad I can talk about it in a way that's lighthearted, even though it was very serious. I truly have forgiven. I truly have. And it took God helping me, and it took me making the decision to forgive, realizing that I don't hold the person liable for anything that had happened. I forgive. And I totally have released the individual. Now, the great thing about that is when since I have forgiven, I'm able to help walk other people through because I had to learn that forgiveness is a choice. It's not a feeling. Now, I know you may argue and say, but I didn't have a choice with what happened to me. And you're correct if that's where your thoughts are. But I will say this, you have a choice of the outcome from here on out. You get to rewrite your story the way that you desire it to be. And when you harbor unforgiveness and you don't release those charges, then you remain in a constant cycle of bondage yourself. Okay? So, another way you can just simply pray the prayer. And I'm going to tell you, you may not feel forgiveness. And that's when I learned when I was praying how to pray and say, God, I choose to forgive. And you can put their name in there. I choose to forgive that offense. I choose to forgive. And it is a choice. And your heart and your emotions may not be okay with that just yet. And you've got to know that even if it is not, you made the choice to forgive. And before you know it, the more you walk in that choice that you've made, you'll begin to see the difference happen. Okay? Now, for those of you who are newer walking through forgiveness and walking through those things, let me tell you that it will be challenging some days. There's days that you will be challenged in what you've decided to do. There's days that you want to go backwards. You may be tempted. Something may happen that may cause those feelings and emotions to flare up. But you've got to know you made a decision to forgive and to stick by that. And God is going to help you. He's going to give you the strength that you need to be able to get through it. And I'm not talking about something I have not walked through. I'm telling you from experience. Yes. And you will get through this. So, that is just one layer of the forgiveness aspect and healing. So, I am beyond exhausted, guys. And I'm going to get a little bit of rest because I've got to get back up and um, do some more driving. Got to pick up my daughter again in about 3 hours. So, nonstop. So, I am totally exhausted. But one of the things when you're trying to be intentional is showing up. Showing up even when you're exhausted, even when you don't know what you're going to talk about. You don't know what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, my contacts are. Anyway, trying to get it. But anyway, guys, I am totally finished for the night. So, guys, be encouraged. Know that I love you with the love of the Lord. And I am rooting for you. I'm praying for you. And I want to see you healed and made whole in every area of your life. So we speak shalom, shalom, shalom. There's nothing missing, nothing broken, and nothing lacking in your life. In Jesus' name, we love you guys. Have a good night. Until next time. As you see, I'm putting my finger all in the way. Good night, guys.